Donald. So I understand that you're in today because of your son Malachi. Yes. So let's look into your profile real quick. So I've noticed that you said that Malachi has been having some issues with communicating. You also mentioned how he had some type of attention span that when you do speak to him, he doesn't really interact with you. So my team and I are here to help. We definitely think that we can help you with Malachi. So looking into the background sheet that you gave us, we noticed that you said that Malachi was born with with his neck surrounded by the umbilical cord. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. We also noticed that when you do communicate, as you mentioned before, he doesn't really respond to you back, or he's not really attentive as we would expect Malachi to be. We've also noticed some things about your background. We noticed that you were in an unstable relationship, and now you have minimal help at home, which props to you for getting to where you are right now. Because of some of these things that I've noticed, I just do think they're kind of red flags. Maybe Malachi might not be developmentally where we want him to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Bailey screening and scale test. Are you aware of what that is? Okay, perfect. So a Bailey is a standardized test. So what that basically means is that we administer the test to children who are 1 month to 42 months of age, and the test is standardized, so every single question is going to be exactly the same. Every child will get the test administered the exact same way. The only way we do this is just so that we can score Malachi and other kids his age and see where that lands and see if he needs, help, or he does have some developmental delays. Will you allow us to do this?
Yes.
Perfect. So as I mentioned before, the Bailey is a standardized test, but also it is high consistency. And what that means is that we are equally distributing it among the kids who are of that age. So it will give us a better idea of what developmental delays Malachi has, or what else we can do to help Malachi. So hopefully this will help us. So we talked about your family and developmental history, and you answered some questions about Malachi on a special form. That form is called the Adaptive Behavioral Scale. So I just want to appreciate you for filling that out. It really will help us out when we start doing the Bailey. So with that said, we're going to do the Bailey. Perfect. Okay, so the Bailey was administered in a quiet room. It is basically, I want to make sure Malachi is as comfortable as possible. I will have him next to me, and he will have breaks in between. We would usually do 3 breaks, but if I find that Malachi needs more than 3 breaks, I will stop the test, and we will just basically, take a break. So that test is going to measure his cognitive, his language, and his motor skills. It will be a series of just toys. I'll be like, oh Malachi, can you play with this? Can you play like that? And then we'll scale it. We'll rate it on our scale. So it will be done super, professional, and we will make sure that Malachi is completely comfortable, and he will have food and water if he wants food and water.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so pause. This is where the Bailey is already being administered, and then I'll just put a slide saying after the. It's okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Oh no! I'm gonna cut all this and then put a little screen and be like after administering the Bailey, because we have to do his profile.
Right there, as mentioned before.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just cut all this out and then just put like a after Bailey. Okay. So.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's start now. Okay. Hi, welcome back. So as I mentioned before, we did the Bailey. So let's just go over the results, and I'll just tell you how Malachi scored. So as I mentioned before, we measured Malachi's cognitive skills. So by this, what I mean is that we measured his sensory of development, his manipulation of objects, exploration, anything that has to do basically with cognitive skills. With this, Malachi scored an average score, which is really good because that means that we're not really concerned about the area. We are confident that he's developing the way he should be. The second test was a language test. During this test, I basically measured Malachi's ability in vocabulary development, just vocabulary, holding. Hold on.
Oh my god. Maybe just turn it